Hey there, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here on Wave Now. I'm Myra Ansari. We are going live to a press conference where Senator Mitch McConnell is going to be joined by local officials and law enforcement about a major announcement regarding federal resources to combat drug production and trafficking. They're getting started. This event is happening in Bullitt County. Let's listen in.
Senator McConnell's office, they have worked so hard and so diligently to make sure that our county has become a HIDA county, which will enable our community to move forward with the best opportunities that we can to fight drugs and other related opportunities here in this community, not only drugs, but human trafficking as well, with the resources that the federal government is going to help supply our local agencies. But at this time, I would like to welcome and introduce to you the orchestrator of this grant, our United States Senator, Mitch McConnell, the leader of the Republican Senate. Thank you.
Well, I've been to a number of announcements over the years, as you can imagine, but this is a big deal. This is a program that actually gets results. And Judge, I want to thank you for continuing to lobby for that, and others for making it actually happen. A number of counties in Kentucky are under HIDA. It's a huge problem in our state, as you know, and we've been searching for ways to actually have an impact on it, and these HIDA designations work. They're hard designations to earn. So I'm proud that Bullitt County will be included this year. I've been working to deal with the whole Commonwealth. Over half of the Commonwealth's population now is under some HIDA designation. That's 38 counties in total. Unfortunately, we needed it. As we all know, Kentucky has an enormous substance problem. Unfortunately, many law enforcement units are understaffed, under-resourced, and as a result, unable to stop people fueling the epidemic. So what we've tried to do in my office is to focus on this as an effective way to get results. This designation will help equip Bullitt County with the resources it needs to combat drug trafficking and the violence that comes along with it. It will give law enforcement a fighting chance at cutting off the flow of illicit drugs at its source and help them go after people profiting from our state's addiction epidemic. On top of marking this designation, today is also a chance to rally around our officers who are on the front lines keeping us safe. It's been a tough few years for law enforcement across the country. The influx of deadly drugs pouring in from our southern border has made curbing our nation's illegal drug trade a constant uphill battle. At the same time, the left's anti-police rhetoric and liberal district attorneys' refusal to hold career criminals accountable are making it even harder for police to do their job. Now, more than ever, it's important that we give law enforcement the resources it needs and come together to support and respect our officers. So I want to thank all of you for the hard work for keeping Kentucky safe. Congratulations to Bullitt County. Now I'd like to welcome Vic Brown, our HIDA Director for Kentucky. Where are you, Vic?
Right here, sir.
Come on up here, Vic, and thank you for all your help.
Yes, sir. Well, this congratulations are certainly in order. This is a great achievement to get the designation for Bullitt County to be designated as a HIDA county. As everyone knows, Kentucky is arguably the hardest hit state in the nation for drug overdose deaths and drug abuse. So without the added resources, Kentucky would continue to decline. But we have not a better partner in the nation than Leader McConnell. He understands the drug issues and has always worked diligently through HIDA funding and many other avenues to address the problem. And this is a very laborious process to get a county designated as HIDA. It sometimes takes several years. But for his assistance, we would not be here today. He knows the need and understands the problems that we encounter, and he was able to get it done. Obviously, he has a very big voice in Washington, and when he calls the Office of National Drug Control Policy, they certainly listen. So I can't thank him enough for his leadership in getting this done. It's going to bring much needed resources to this area to bring everyone working together to combat the problem, federal, state, and local. So it's a very a good day for Bullitt County, and once again, thank you so much, Leader McConnell, for making it happen.
Well, we have our expert here. Any questions you'd like to ask, this would be a good time.
What additional resources does this give Bullitt County in this region in particular?
Well, funding, basically. The level of funding hasn't been announced yet. We expect that in the very near future. Within the next 3 to 4 weeks, we'll know exactly what that level of funding is, and we'll be able to determine exactly what we can do. But we envision being able to make the task forces much more robust with personnel, equipment, intelligence sharing, and many other aspects, training that HIDA brings to the table. So we will have another meeting in the near future when that funding level is announced to be able to know exactly what we're able to do.
And also, why Bullitt County? Why now, and why this county?
Well, obviously the proximity to Louisville, we have a lot of overflow drug activity, and we want to, obviously Bullitt County has experienced a lot of overdose deaths due to fentanyl and other drugs, and these added resources will combat that and hopefully turn the tide and help improve the issues that we're facing.
What does it mean to be a HIDA county? You mentioned a laborious process to become one. Just walk me through what that entails.
Well, it stands for High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area. Once the Office of National Drug Control Policy designates a county as high intensity drug trafficking, it allows federal resources to come to that county to combat the drug problem. Obviously, local and state governments don't always have the level of funding needed to address the threat. This brings added federal resources to combat the problem.
Any ballpark figure of what kind of resources that may bring?
I really don't. It's up to ONDCP to set that level of funding in the past. I really just don't know. I'd rather wait and see what we get so we won't be disappointed, and hopefully we'll be happy with the figure that we receive.
Judge, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Can you tell me about Bullitt County's involvement in trying to make this possible and the background of how today came to be?
Sure. The background of it is this. I'll call out Tiffany for just a minute from Senator McConnell's staff. 4 years ago, pre-COVID, we started we wanted to reduce drugs. And so you look at it at the beginning or where it starts. Myself, Sheriff Scholler, Senator McConnell's office, we went to them about HIDA, or to be able to get federal funding to where we could assist and get the resources that we need, especially with intelligence sharing and to move our community forward, because we have I-65 down through here, and we have multiple exits now with multiple, what I'm going to say, areas of trafficking that's part of where drugs are transferred and human trafficking as well. So when we reached out to Senator McConnell's office, and I'm going to really thank him and his staff, Tiffany, Josie, Robin, Vic. We probably became a HIDA county quicker than anyone else ever has. We had one application turned down. We worked dogmatically about it the last 2 years. We were able to get it this time. So it means a lot to this community, and you can see by the camaraderie that we have here in this room. We have every police agency, the city of Elizabethtown is here as well, and our sheriff's department. So moving forward, this gives us the opportunity to provide more resources to our professional folks. I'll be happy to take any other questions about it. I can't thank these guys enough for what they've done, because Leader McConnell, when he does speak in D.C., in my past experiences, things get done. And we can't thank him for the opportunities in the last 5 years he has brought to our community all the way around. You can look at our emergency services sometime and you can figure that out. Okay? Sean, go ahead.
Okay, so for Leader McConnell,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
being able to help provide funds to, obviously, your home state, just walk me through kind of why it's an advantage for the people of Bullitt County to be in the position you're in.
Well, it's unfortunate that Bullitt County needed it. And that's where it starts. I'm sure our visitor here will confirm. And then these are hard to get. So we work hard in my office to try to push those who make the decisions but you have to have the problem first. And nobody's been more aggressive than your county judge here in making the case, and your law enforcement people here locally, that they needed it. And so that you have to have the facts, and then you have to weigh in and compete with other places. So this is a big deal for Bullitt County, and I'm happy to have played a role in it.
Another question for you. Can you talk about, since your involvement in this, the successes you've seen in other Kentucky counties?
Well, I'd say the same thing about the other counties. You know, they had the problem. And so we're competing with other parts of the country for these HIDA designations. And I'm just grateful that we've been able to get as many of them as we have for Kentucky. Again, the bad news is we needed it. Okay, thank you, everyone. Particularly thank you to these law enforcement people.
All right, thanks so much for staying with me here on this stream that we were bringing you about Senator Mitch McConnell joining local leaders in Bullitt County to talk about an announcement regarding federal resources to combat drug production and trafficking in the area. Wave News reporter Sean Bowdy, you heard him ask some questions in that press conference. He's going to have much more coming up for us later here on Wave News at 5 and 6 o'clock. I'm Myra Ansari. Have a great day.